Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Rates.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
Okay, let's go on. Story. What did you think of this story, Jay?
It was so up and down. It was such a roller coaster throughout the whole movie. I mean, obviously they were doing a new take on the origin of Superman. For me, it was, like I said, it was up and down because I'm so used to the old story and where, that whole aspect. And like we were saying, the average Joe, they're going to oh, that was great. And not knowing the full aspects of everything. I mean, as far as what they were trying to accomplish, I think they did a decent job. I think some things could have been better. Like we've been saying, you were here and then you were there. You were here. And to me, that's not a great story. I mean, a great story is like, what's going to happen next? Oh, God, and it just wasn't like that for me. I thought, like I said, what they were going for, I thought they did a decent job. But I was kind of disappointed a little bit with it being Christopher Nolan behind this because he did such a great job with all those Batman movies. Even though I thought the last Batman movie wasn't as good as the other two, that's how I felt about it. I thought, man, Christopher Nolan's in it. It's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. Like you said, I probably had high expectations and didn't meet them, so it was like...
Yeah.
But, like I said, for what they were trying to do, I think they did a decent job. I think it could have been a lot better.
Robin?
Well, from the beginning, since they started off at Krypton and, went to him going to Earth and reimagined all that was pretty good. The only thing I had a lot of problem with was no disrespect to Kevin Costner whatsoever, or whoever wrote the movie, but that just generally wasn't Pa Kent saying it. I mean, should I have let them die, Dad? Maybe. That's not Pa Kent. That's not writing for the character.
We all three had a problem with that, because I was telling Tony, I was like, really? He just said that?
And the fact that you could have gone either way. You could have gone with the Golden Age parents where they died before he totally grew up to become who he was, or left them in the current continuity where they were both still alive. And they chose one parent to stay alive and killed the other in such a hokey way.
Yeah.
The dad went back to save a dog in the car because a tornado was coming. And Pa had the dog, and Clark went to go save him. The dog went back, and he's like, no, forget about me, son, even though all these people obviously know who you are from saving every kid on the bus.
Don't let them know who you are.
Yeah.
Because you need to save it for later. How many advertisements are they going to get in here? Sears.
Oh, that's really bad, too.
7-Eleven. What else did they have? They had at least 3 or 4 more.
Nokia cameras.
Nokia.
That's what I'm saying.
The phone. What was the phone? Was that the Droid 2?
I think
I
so.
don't know. It's like, God, they pay like $20 million for these little gadgets that come in here. Like 7-Eleven got blown up and the sign's like right there. 7-Eleven. It's like, okay, let's go get your Slurpee now with the Superman logo on it,
Yeah,
right.
And I was like...
Product placement is what they call that.
It reminded me of Wayne's World, like, we bow to no sponsor. That was what I was thinking of.
But let me interrupt you real quick here. But they kind of did that with the originals because, when in Superman 2, when Superman's fighting Zod and his people in Metropolis, you see that giant Coke sign.
Oh, the big Coke sign. Oh, yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
The Marlboro cigarettes truck, So, you're going to have that in movies.
Oh, I know.
It's not a huge problem.
I just thought it was kind of funny how it's like one after another. It was like all right in a row of all these advertisements.
I know, 7-Eleven. I need a Slurpee now. Oh, wait a minute. I need pancakes. Sears? Oh, I gotta find some
The new washing machine they just destroyed, but going through the wall. It's like Sears Roebuck.
I'll go back to the Paul Kent thing, and I was telling you guys this too before we started this video. In the original Superman, well, okay, let me start here. In the comics, like I said, in the modern age, or Superman's parents never died, and in the Richard Donner Superman films, okay, Paul Kent died. In Smallville, Paul Kent died. Mm-hmm. And in Superman Returns, Paul Kent was already dead.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, why do they have to keep with this? I mean, why can't they do it more like the comic and have him live? Why not? And to go off that is the way he died, like you were saying, it was very corny, and it made Paul seem stupid to me. I mean, he went to save the dog. Okay, he wants to save the dog. That's noble. But why not let Clark go and save the dog? Why did you have to go save the dog? And he could have, with all the dust and stuff flying. There's a good chance that people wouldn't have noticed it was him. But you said they knew it was him anyway, since people saw him save the bus. So why couldn't he save the dog or Paul or both of them? It didn't make sense to me.
And it doesn't humanize Clark and Superman, none whatsoever.
I don't know about that, but
I didn't feel that human side of Superman come out. Like I said, I saw more of the human side in Zod, though. Okay, the Kryptonian side of Zod. However you want to describe it.
Right.
And like you said earlier, he just, alright, Superman's an alien. Okay.
Yeah.
But, to go back to what I was saying, though, in the first Richard Donner film, he died. Paul Kent dies of a heart attack, and that meant something in that movie because it showed that Superman, with all his powers, is still not powerful enough to save Paul Kent. He wasn't. He didn't have. Everybody says he has godlike powers, but he can't stop someone from having a heart attack. Or he can't cure cancer. There's all these stuff that he can't do. And in this movie, I thought, well, this is something he can do. He can save Paul Kent, and he didn't. Or Paul Kent told him not to for...
He was like...
Whatever. Yeah. and it didn't make sense to me. I mean, his... Paul Kent's death had a bigger impact in the original films. Well, to me,
to add to your point on that, you remember in the first Richard Donner film,
exactly,
and he even says to himself, "All those powers, and I couldn't even save him."
Exactly,
it just haunted him.
Yes,
and that was part of what made him who he was, because he said, "It's never going to happen again. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to make sure nobody ever dies again," and that wasn't in this film. No. There was no... I mean, he saved people, obviously, but it just didn't have the same, like Rob kind of touched on, human element. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was emotions and stuff, but it wasn't like, I'm never going to let this happen again. I'm going to do whatever it takes to save everybody's life, and I'm Superman, and I'm here for a reason. I didn't have that feeling. No. Like the first Richard Donner film, or the second one, or whatever. It didn't have that same feel.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it just didn't have it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about time we wrap this up.
So soon?
Yeah, I know. We could go on for hours talking about this, but so Jay, final thoughts and your final grade.
Final thoughts. Just to say, like I said, the action was great. I did like the acting. Henry Cavill was great. Amy Adams did a decent job as Lois Lane. Thought she did well with what she had. Some of the other, like I said, I don't know who the guy that played Zod. I thought he did excellent job. Lawrence Fishburne part disappointed me.
We didn't even get a "Don't call me Chief"
Yeah.
line thrown in.
I know. I mean, it just.
Or Great Caesar's Ghost.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it just. He's such a great actor, and it just they had such a good opportunity, right there, and they just, and then Russell Crowe did great as Jor-El, again with what he had, and then Kevin Costner did what he had to do as Paul Kent. I'm kind of torn on a grade because you have such big name actors, and it just seems like the script just didn't use the, talents that you had, and it could have been so much better. So I'm kind of torn on a grade here. In a way, with some of the action sequences and the good job of Zod and Henry Cavill, I'm gonna give it a B- for those things. I was real torn on C+, B-.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
I can't give it anything higher than that just because there were so many other things that I disliked about it, or no, I shouldn't say disliked, but wasn't happy with. That's all I can really say. I mean, you have Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Costner won Academy Awards, and they just didn't hit a home run, and they could have.
No.
And that's why I'd say B-. I mean, it's real close to being a C+ for me. But I got to give it a B- just because some of the other good things it did have.
Okay, I'm going to be the Zod of this review. But like Jason, I was torn between two grades. For me, they hit on some of the elements, but not really well. Like I said, it started out really good for me, but then towards the end, it was just all downhill for me. Even though everyone tried with their parts and everything, it just wasn't enough for me. I'm torn between a C- and a D.
Wow.
C-. Well, what? Give. Don't be torn. Give us your final thing.
Oh, final thing. I'm torn between them two. It wasn't. There was so much that they could have done that they didn't do, and just for me, overall, and for me to exactly say that it's not as good as Superman Returns. Yes, I said that. Yes, I said it.
You just said that?
You heard me.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll give it a D+. It's not even going in my DVD collection.
Wow. Wow.
Boy, he was being Zod.
Yes, he was
Genocide.
He was being harsh there. Okay, I'll give my final thoughts. I think there's like you said, there's a really good, there's some good and some bad. The action was excellent. The special effects were excellent. The story was decent. The whole Paul Kent thing, I didn't like.
It just keeps coming back.
Yeah.
It comes back to that trailer last year.
Yes, the Paul Kent bit. I don't. Besides the trailer, I mean, his death as well just didn't click with me. You made me lose my train of thought when you do that.
Sorry.
But anyway, Zod, I like Zod, but it goes back to what I was saying again about Star Trek Into Darkness. They're using the same villain again. They used Khan then, and here's Zod again, which I like Zod, but I'd rather it had been Brainiac. Maybe they're saving him for later.
Metallo would have been better.
Metallo would have been good.
Bizarro. I mean,
Mongo would have been perfect. Now that you bring him up, but
Mr. Mix Pitlick?
No, I don't. I like Mix. I can't even say never say his name correctly, but I don't think he would. Not for this Superman. I don't think it would fit for what they're trying to do. But anyway, I think I like the movie more than you. I think I will buy it when it comes out. Because there are some really good elements to it. but I think I'm gonna go with something closer to you. I can't remember. C plus.
No, I said B minus.
B minus, C plus. I'm there too. Like he was saying in the middle. I'd have to go with C plus for him.
Wow. So I rated
C
it the
plus.
highest, and I thought I was the one that criticized it the most.
Oh no, I knew I was going to be.
Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.